for joining me. I'm honoured. Welcome to my space, our shared space, for the next few minutes maybe. So, I am Slinks. My intention today is to, if you've not yet been on a shaman journey and you're interested in doing so, and stick by. I'm gonna take you on a journey. So, in 2022, last year, I went on my first shaman journey, drum journey, with a good friend, Rebecca. Shout out Rebecca. She took us to the lower worlds first and the upper worlds the following day, and the whole experience was quite profound. So why take a shaman journey? Well, we know that we only have access to like 3% of our brain. We know that as multi-dimensional beings, we can bring all our magic with us. But we are whole, each, of unity and oneness, our divine blueprint, which is safe in the higher dimensions. So to access more of that we do have within our brain, within our DNA, we can journey to other dimensions and refine those fragments of ourselves that we left behind. How do we do that? Well, the way we live, our brain is kept active. We're kind of held in the beta and gamma states, and that's a very fast moving cycle. So I did look this stuff up. I made some notes, and in the beta state, for example, where you are alert and active, your frequency is between 12 and 38 hertz, and your brain waves, the frequency, the number of times the wave repeats itself within a second in the beta state is between 14 and 28 cycles a second. So the theta state is what we know as a deeply relaxed state, where the focus becomes inward. And between the beta and the theta state, you have the alpha, which is considered the bridge. So in the alpha state, which is between 7 and 14 cycles a second, the frequency that you're running is between 8 and 12 hertz. A relaxed, passive state. So by drumming with the shaman drum, what we're doing is we're accessing the theta state. This is between 3 and 8 hertz, and the cycle starts to really slow down in your brain. So right at the bottom we have delta, and delta is your deep sleep, dreamless sleep. So theta, which is considered the shaman, the holy grail of the shaman, is a state of relaxation, hypnosis, a relaxed state, the trance state, where your daydreams and fantasies and detachment can become about. So the theta brain waves enable us to unite both hemispheres of our brain and make the most of the power that your brain already possesses. As we only utilise about 3% of our brain, the more frequently you can access other areas of your consciousness, the more clarity you will receive. This is the same state in which you can lucid dream. It's what the Native American Indians called dream awake, or the dream time. So there's a couple of things, important things, that were passed on to me by both Rebecca and Nina, who passed me the Moonai Key rites, the seeds of the fire shaman. So I suggest maybe just grabbing yourself a pen and paper and setting your intention for the journey. So when Nina led my most recent drum journey, she provided a couple of scenarios which I found really useful. So you can kind of go anywhere on your journey. You can go to the lower worlds, the lower dimensions, where you'll find spirit allies, the elementals. The fairies, the elves, the wizards, those of the earth. Or you can go to the upper worlds and seek advice from ancestors, angels, your guides. So we need to decide where we leave from on the journey, and this needs to be, I was told, somewhere that you know, somewhere that you can visualise being yourself, being. And to journey to the lower worlds, you'll need a route down into the lower worlds. So that might be to dive into the water, or it might be to climb down through a hole, or through a tree. When visiting the upper worlds, I chose, both times the Axis Mundi that I chose didn't end up being where my Axis Mundi was. On both occasions I was able to travel from where I thought my Axis Mundi was quite easily to reach my crossing point, I guess. So the second, I journeyed to the upper worlds as a buzzard. And I fly. So for me, both both of my axis mundis for the lower worlds and the upper worlds were really easy to choose. They were places that I have always loved and frequently visited. And the second is somewhere I could easily take off as a bird. So you need to set an intention for your journey as to whether you intend to go to the lower worlds or to the upper worlds. So on my first visit to the lower worlds, I was guided for the intention that I was journeying to the lower worlds to meet with my spirit allies. And I would repeat that in my head 3 times as we set off on the drum journey. I'm journeying to the lower world to meet with my spirit allies. I'm journeying to the lower worlds to meet with my spirit allies. I'm journeying to the lower world to meet with my spirit allies. So, once you've set your intention as to where you're going and why, so you understand what the information is before you leave that you seek. And I always find it helpful to maybe write that down. I find with all divination that writing it down or speaking out loud is really, really important. So write down your intention for your journey and where you intend to go. And then just make yourself comfortable, sitting or lying down. Close your eyes. This is not yet. So when we are journeying, you'll just hear this drum beat. You take yourself to your axis mundi. And go. Excuse me. So we're going to journey for 15 minutes. It's the first journey. And when it's time to return, you'll hear a different sound. It's time to say your goodbyes, to thank anybody that you've met along the way. Be gracious with any wisdom that you've received. And then at your own pace, just make your way back to your axis mundi. And then back from your axis mundi to wherever you are now. And bring yourself back into the room. So when I stop playing the drum, then you can come back into the room when you're ready. Just open your eyes. And I think what I'll do is just play singing bowls, just for a minute or so while you gather your thoughts, think about your journey, process the information or insight that you've received. And again, recommend writing that down as soon as you can, because like any dream time, your memory of it does fade quite quickly. So first, what we'll do is just breathe. So all of our energy is generated at our root, our foundation, our seed point is the first of the first 8 cells in our tailbone. All of our energy is created, our sacred energy is created in the Shadi, which is at your root. So we're going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to draw that energy up from our root to our heart chakra, and hold it there, and just let it move around your heart, and then just gently feed it back down to your root. So, breathe in. As you breathe out, just drop your shoulders, just let the energy fall back down to your root. And again. This time we're going to put it a bit higher, we're going to put it up to our third eye. And you can breathe out through the top of your head, your crown. Okay. Intention set. Let's go. Keep an open mind. Don't try too hard. Just let your mind wander. Come back into the room when you're ready.